Inibil's F-27 Friendship. This is my first look at this aircraft. No, it's not. I've been in it, I've been checking some stuff out, just setting up views, loading in my SimBrief account and stuff like that, but not much more. This is just a test flight to see, just to get to know the aircraft a little bit, and thus I think we'll do something else with the weather, because this is not what we want today. We can do an extreme weather flight some other day, but not today. Also, we're going to fly along the coast here from Rotterdam down to what's the Caledon-Kirk, a small airport there, and that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be changing the weather, so we'll do that too. Remove live weather, wind. We don't want any gusts. 0 gusts. 0 wind. 0. Okay, one gust is okay. Okay. Clouds. Let's do clear skies is too boring. Few clouds, just a reference. And then we'll put them at, we're going to fly at approximately 5,000 feet, so we put them just above us. There. We have live players on, so there will be some flying around. It's the middle of the day. It's Tuesday, so Rotterdam Hague Airport. It's actually kind of nice airport. Okay. This aircraft was built in the 50s. Still flying today with some outfits. I believe I have seen one that flies sometimes to Stockholm, Sweden, on Flight Radar 24. I am using the Xbox Series X, so this is the graphics you get with that. It's not ultra, but it's quite good anyway. Get into the aircraft again. So I've set up some custom views, as I said before, because the standard views are looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here, looky here. And for me that wasn't very logical, so I set up the thingamajig, the looking at everything, looking at this part which is pretty important if we are going high. Today we won't be using the cabin pressure, but and not the de-icing either. I don't think so, at least. And then we have upper left, center, upper right. There are a lot of buttons, and someone used a lot of decals Dymo tape in this aircraft. So let's start here. This is my first, like, look at this thing. So I have the manual for the aircraft up here on my iPad. At my side I have my coffee. That is cold now. So what options do we have? Yeah, I have set in my SimBrief account, and they actually put it in a streamer mode, so I can hide my SimBrief pilot ED, and that's nice. So we get the GNS 400. How does that look? We get the bigger Garmin. I don't think that thing works on Xbox. No, package not found. So that doesn't work on Xbox. And the 650, yeah. There's a module not found. I don't think that works on Xbox either. So we are stuck with this little thing, but that doesn't matter as long as it works. What do we have? Oh, so this is this map. I kind of like it when they do like just flight, where they put a standard map where we can see all the city names and all stuff. Ground, door control, close all door, fuel truck, baggage cart, ground power unit. Let's do the ground power unit. Home. Chart. As I do have a SimBrief account, we can check out the EHRD. Okay. EHRD. Okay. So SID 124. Oh, it's much more interesting with the destination airport. So we'll do LFAC. So, uh-oh. Okay. L Lima Foxtrot. My brain. Alpha LFAC. Enter. Store. No, that's not that. There. Not found. Okay. 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 Can we remove this thing? Nope. Okay. Enough with that. Let's see the checklist then. So we don't have any, we only have the standard one. Put it on expert, but it won't show any more stuff. So, criteria, landing gear, flaps. Where is the flap lever? That's the gear lever. Flap lever there. Up. Instruments. External walk around. Halo condition. Yeah. Okay. Before engine start. Batteries on. And now the great looking about will start. So F4, I think it's up here. Note that we don't turn on the nav lights or any lights before the batteries. This is not wrong, because when this aircraft was manufactured, there were no standard for that. So fuel. Oh, windshield, de-icing. Okay, here is something with all the buses. I usually try to find the stuff I'm looking for by myself, because it's a good way to learn where everything are. Also, from the standard view, it's kind of good to look, to just learn the aircraft layout. So gyros. So those are the landing lights. You find stuff on the way. Also starter. Emergency. External power. Okay. Now, here we go. So this is battery. Now that's external power. Let's see if I'm right. Yay! Okay, so battery on. Things are happening. Yes. Lights are being lighting. And we turn on the external power. Did I guess right? Yay! Engine fire panel check. So the electrical hasn't short-circuited, and we have no fires as we are aware of anyway. Generator low pressure lights out. Generator. Or it. Okay, not generator. Agent, low pressure, light out. What are those? Agent, low. Sometimes you can look somewhere else and then you get okay. Okay, fire agent, of course. So I think it's these two buttons here or lights here. So we do know that we have enough fire suppression agent in our aircraft. Let's turn this on. Fuel quantity. Yeah, that's a good thing to know. Wonder where the fuel meter is in this aircraft. Let me guess. You know what? We'll remove the things just for doing our pre-flights and everything, because startup. Fuel quantity, found it. Let's reset the altitude while we're at it. So it's standard because I changed the weather. Weight and balance check. Well, yeah, I didn't change anything, so I hope so. Air conditioning. Okay, so heating vent, windscreen closed. Cockpit heating half. Guess that's good. Pressurization, so we're going to fly at 5,000 feet today, so there will be no messing with that, but this is the difference. So 5. I'm guessing it's times 1,000. Or is it? Because realistically, yeah, times 1,000. So we can only set it up to 10,000 feet. Huh. Or can we go past? No. Okay. Yeah, let's leave that alone. Oh no, that's a twist knob. Goes that way, it goes that way. Spill valves, you can open that. Do not land with cabin pressurized. Maybe we need to change this view a little bit. We'll do that another time, okay. Windows and doors closed, yes. Cabin signs, set the seat belts and no smoking signs. Let me guess, are we fasten seat belts? You might as well do it. Parking brake. By all means, if it's hydraulic, now I don't think I should be able to set it again, but however there could be a reservoir in this aircraft, so yeah. Brake pressure, brake liquid pressure. So there. Yeah, okay, here we go. Brake liquid pressure, here we go. There it is. Let's see what happens when we... So supply 0. So in all I don't think this is... So it's a little bit dumbed down because it's a... Not dumbed down, but a little bit easier to manage as it is a famous flyer, because I think that we don't have any pressure, we don't have any supply, but we can still set the brake. I think that if we went like this, we should have a supply, but then it will be going down, and then we need to be pressurizing it again. This is my guess. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I love to be wrong because then I learn something new. Comms and nav. So nav we can set. We have we're going. Our first waypoint is actually this one here. So we can look at the VOR here, 110.05, 110.05, nav2, com2, com3, nav2. Wait a minute. So nav1 is this thing here then? Or is... No, no. But you can set the DME. Okay. So this is inoperable, these are inoperable. Well, the transponder trims neutral. Yes. Now we turn on the anti-collision lights, so it's up here somewhere. Anti-collision lights. No. Fasten seatbelt on, so it must be that. We might as well turn on the nav lights. Fuel pumps. Turn on all fuel pumps. Could it be here somewhere? So this is... Okay, so this is nav1. So this is the radio panel. And this is where we play with, we should be able to play with our weather radar, but we're not able to do that. Can we set this thing up? Can we set this thing up? No. No. Let's play with that later. So this is the nav 2, nav 1. Oh, well, I will be needing to read up on that. Power and HPC levers idle shot. Okay. It's the way that they are supposed to be. So these two the HPC levers. I'm wondering what HPC stands for. Well, engine start, both open, no. And here we have a discontinuity in the flight check, because I have in front of me a comment on a YouTube channel, Jonathan Beckett's YouTube channel, and there is a dude here who says, I flew them for 17 years. Engine start, AP chokes off, throttles closed, parenthesis, never open. Select 2 and then 1. Start RPM once around the clock. So RPM once around the clock, I think he means. And then you go to open. After start, AP chokes to lock out, fuel trims set for flight sim makes it 80%. So when you get 80% of something here, you put it in lockout. Yeah, and I actually do believe this dude, because that makes more sense. You don't want to flood the engine with fuel before you start the igniters. Because my guess is, and this is a guess, is that you will shoot fire out of the exhaust if you do that. Anyways, so fuel pumps. I did forget that one. So fuel pumps. These ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Crossfeed on, it says, and I know that, yeah, it's down here and it's on because that's showing. And now both open. No. Beacon and nav lights. Let's do the beacon too. So we have that at 4, right? Nav light, anti-collision light. Okay, here we go. Landing lights, taxi light, wing icing lights, and now we sheet. Where is those? Yeah, they are on. So engine 1 they say here, but the pilot, the actual dude who flew this, says engine 2 first. And usually you start engine 2, so we'll trust him. So we'll sit up in the cockpit as we are supposed to do. We'll go to engine start. And yeah, here we are. So engine master switch to start. And then we go to no. It's on starboard. Safe. Start. Set to starboard. Okay, we have to hold it in. We're looking for once around the clock. And open. Yes. Yes. Happy days. Finally we get some noise out of the thing. Until ready, yeah, parameters, wait. And here we go. And now we go all the way forward. Okay. That's some noisy engines. Oh my goodness. That's some noisy engines. Let's start this engine. Once around the clock. Oop. Fuel in, igniters are on, and here we go. Okay. Generators. On. Inverters. Generators on. We have some alternators here too. Turn this on too. Alternators on, yes. Okay, we should have done this before, and then we should start the second engine. Okay, I can do that the next time, but this time we will Just hope we didn't destroy anything. Start, switch to safe. And now yeah, I was worried about that I should have removed this external power, but it's this one off. And then did I even have it on? I think I forgot. Remove. Because all doors are closed. Okay. Map is map, chart is chart. Love to have the scene brief, the Navigraph map instead here, with all the bells and visuals. Anyways, starter light is out. Yes, engine anti-icing. Turn on engine anti-icing, then turn off. Okay. So I'm guessing you're cycling the system. That, but we will be needing video heat. On. Checklist says it. Usually you don't turn it on until you are at the, let's leave that off. We turn that off when we are ready to take off. Window heat. How is that? Let's set it at low. Leave that window heat. Alert lights are out. I guess these things are okay to be lighting up. Taxi lights, brakes, flaps. This is where I turn on my iPad and scroll forward to interested in looking at the passengers. Okay. So five. So this is so the Fokker F-27 is equipped with two four-bladed constant speed propellers. They operate from a pitch range from 0 to 87 degrees. There is no reverse thrust, yeah, we know that. To prevent excessive aerodynamic drag, the system uses two mechanical pitch locks. Flight fine pitch stop at 20 degrees, flight safety pitch stop at 32. To understanding so this is if we lose an engine, high pressure. So these, I'm reading now about these orange balls here. And 4 positions: lockout, open, shut, feather. And we are at lockout. Lockout, the flight safety pitch stop of 32 degrees is disengaged in situation demanding maximum accelerations as during takeoff or approach. If go around may be necessary. This adjustment allows the propellers to blades to pitch the degrees as needed for optimal acceleration, achieving minimum blade pitch angle of 20% and ensuring protection should there be a malfunction. Okay, open, fuel is supplied to the engine and the flight, yeah, pitch stop set is at 32 degrees also, but there is no safety, so it can go under 20 degrees. Okay. Shut and feather is, of course, self-explanatory. Pitch stops are operated either automatically or manually by the high pressure cock control levers found in the pedestal. Yeah, okay. Okay, here we go. 3, 4, 3. So these lights here and these two here. So the two upper right red ones. Flight safety lock unsafe illuminates if the safe is abnormally removed during a system failure, so something is wrong. 2, the upper right one. Flight find lock unsafe illuminates if the safe is abnormally removed during system failure. Yeah, I don't think we can have failures in this aircraft, so. But it's nice that they explain these things. 3, 4, 3. So 3. So in the manual 3, 4. These are 2 and 3 again. So 3 is propeller below lock illuminates when the propeller blade's angles enters the fine range. So we are now in fine range. Okay. For the middle two, so these two indicates that we are in fine below 20 degrees. Okay. So when we throttle up, the blades will automatically, go into, okay, for the middle two ones, flight fine lock unlock illuminates when the fine lock is removed by the pilot. Okay. Airspeeds for normal operations, V1 80 to 100 knots. Rotate at 80 to 110. V2 safe is 80 to 110, the same. Climb speed 140. Approach speed 110. Target threshold speed 80 to 100. Then we have a level of other speeds here, so max speed landing lights extended 168, good to know. So takeoff, gently fly full power with which will be approximately 1500 RPM. Rear speed is about 1810 depending on weight. Rotate gently, especially at high weights. The F-27 tail clearance is limited. Allow the aircraft to get airborne on its own. At 1000 feet AGL, lower the pitch of the aircraft to accelerate. Set climb power of 400 psi torque. Retract flaps. So 400 psi torque. Here. Okay. There are some juicy things to think about. Okay. Text now. So we are for takeoff. So we are going to taxi out, so we can turn on the probe heat now. We'll do it now because I will forget it later, and I don't think we will destroy the heating elements. Should we use the radio? Yeah, why not? Depart straight out.
Rotterdam ground. This ETAB Tango Alpha Bravo with Alpha. Request taxi for takeoff. Departing straight out.
Taxi lights.
SETAB Tango Alpha Bravo. Taxi 2 and hold short of runway 24 using taxiway Foxtrot Victor Victor 5. Contact tower on 119.705 when ready.
taxi 2 and hold short runway 24 using taxiway Foxtrot Victor Victor 5. SE tab Tango Alpha Bravo.
So we'll now we have pressure here. The cup holder is in the way. Oh. Okay. Parking brake off. Set course to 226. We can do that. 2122. Somewhere around there. Flaps 16.5 degrees. It's down here, so 1, 2. Flight instruments check. Strobe lights not yet. Weather radar not yet. Transponder standby, it's already on. Standby. Flight controls, we did that before. Pitch trim as required. Parking brake is off. Okay. Let's turn on sheet mode and go. Yeah. The time is actually correct for me too. Parking brake. While we do this, let's do some adjustment to this menu. Data fields on. Menu map setup. Track up. Enter. Okay, I like that. Oh, we're slowing down. Guess that's some kind of cafe or flight museum or something. Yeah, I was looking for temperature before. Outside temperature. Do we dare to look for it? So that's the flap setting, that's the radar altitude. Clock. Guessing it's up here somewhere. Yeah, that's not. Wait a minute. Okay. Who's that? Okay, Svenne. Ah, that's hilarious. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. You really want a cup of coffee? Where were we? Yeah, temperature. Okay. Outside temperature. Prevailing air temperature control. Airport. Yeah. Volts, amps. Well, we can look for that later. Let's just sit back in the seat here. We need this cheat mode anymore. Okay. Parking brake on. Checklists. Strobe lights. Turn on the landing lights. Turn off the taxi light. Strobe light. Oh, that's the anti-collision light. Okay, weather radar. Well, we can turn it on. I don't think we can do much with this. Nothing here, no. Line up and take off. Landing lights is on. Transponder to out. Let's talk to the radio first. Or to the tower, not to the radio. Okay.
Rotterdam Tower, CTAB Tango Alpha Bravo. Ready for departing straight out at runway 24.
At CTAB Tango Alpha Bravo, QNH 10, 13, straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff
That's
runway
a happy
24.
fellow.
SETAB Tango Alpha Bravo.
going to be looking at the manual here for takeoff. Okay. And I think we are ready. So, gently apply full power with approximately 1500 RPMs. But first we'll do 50%, see that everything is going. Both engines are going with us. 1810 knots, depending on weight. Tail strike, yeah. V speed of 80 to 110 knots. V2 speed. So we'll do 110 knots. At 1,000 feet, pitch the aircraft to accelerate. Okay. I think I got it. First 50% RPM, that's hard to see. But I'm guessing. Oh. We are way too fast already. Gear up, flaps up. I was so afraid of the tail strike. So I think we oversped everything. Trimming the aircraft now for 140 indicated airspeed, 400 psi torque. We are at 350, but we are not going to do max performance here. If we follow our flight path, we should do a little bit to the east here. Flaps is up, gear is up.
SETAB Tango, Alpha Bravo, leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Rotterdam Tower, SETAB Tango, Alpha Bravo.
If using autopilot, there's no altitude, please select gently reduce. Okay, so we'll fly it manually from here. I have no good view. I don't like this view, I don't like this view, but at least we are climbing at the right speed. At approximately the right course. You can be happy about that. So what did we do with the autopilot? Let's see. Let's put this on the this course here. Of course, the weather is really nice today, or I set it so. So we have the master. Can you remove this? No. Master autopilot switch. Book. What's happening? Heading. Why did it turn? So we can do heading, altitude, approach, pitch. Pitch up a little bit more. Okay. And we are on GPS here, so we should be if we turn on nav mode. This is pretty much simplified. We should be following the thingamajig. Yeah, we do. Pitch down manually a little bit here so we don't do it too hard of a so this aircraft actually, if you look at the manual, you can see that if you have a set altitude that you're going to cruise on, you have to do it the really old way. So you do the desired cruise altitude plus 200 feet, and then you pitch down to the desired cruise altitude. And this is a trick that the pilots of EOR used to make the aircraft cruise as at a good see if they explain it here. This is to achieve the desired cruise speed. So we'll go above by 200 feet. Then we'll pitch down. It's really interesting that they have this in the manual, because I actually read this PSI, and then okay. So it says here, a recommended level of technique for the F-27 can enhance acceleration upon reaching cruise altitude. We are so low now that I don't think it matters that much. Reaching cruise altitude rather than leveling off precisely at the selected altitude. It's advisable to momentarily overshoot by approximately 200 feet by maintaining climb power during this phase and then descending back to the target altitude. This 200-foot power on descent significantly aids in achieving the desired cruise speed of approximately 180 to 200 indicated knots. Let's see what the cruise power setting. Set climb power to 400 PC torque. Okay, so now we'll just stop power settings until we get to whatever. Yeah, let's cruise at this speed. And here is the simplified. Checklist, okay. Extend the flight. Okay, here we have landing. Okay. Let's experiment here. So I put in comms. Oh, nav 2. Can I change? This to nav 2. Zero 5. And then we'll do, yeah, here we go. 226. Let's do heading mode. And change this to V-lock. And yeah, here we go, 225. So we have tuned it. So if I now go nav, we should be flying from this. Interesting. So it's, yeah, we are, I set it at 225, so we do 226. And now it, never seen this kind of indicator where it shows where you are, so I am too much beautiful country though. And I think it will keep on. Yeah, they actually did that pretty good. So it will keep do its oscillation because it's an old aircraft and the systems are old and so on. I don't think we need this one. Turn off the weather radar. Pneumatic pressure. Why is that orange? Okay, it's not lighting up. What do we have under here? We have the heating. Windscreen, side panel lights. That doesn't do anything. Oxygen flow indicator. We haven't turned on the oxygen, I think, because we're only flying at 5,000 feet. So we are currently flying at following that station. It's okay. See if we can see the lights. So lights for instrument panel, emergency lighting, lights for I'm tempted to just test that thing out. So, okay, that's that. That is that. That is... what's that? Okay, that's the instrument lights. So this is primary instruments. Okay. What do we have? We have some lights here. Okay. I'm guessing that's the side. Do we have... yeah. Okay. Nice. No red lights here. I don't know what that light does. Well, that's kind of cool. We'll go back to daylight now, so let's... That's the middle one. What is this one then? Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Okay. Leave some of the lights on and then we'll go back to daylight. Real time. Okay. Think that we will, for this flight, change back to GPS now that we're changing here. Because turn to 246. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we get the from course now. 2, 4, 5, 6. Then we do G-lock again. Set nav and see what happens. So the from course, then the dial is down. That's kind of nice. I should be talking, this is a fairly should be talking to approach and so on, but this is a learning flight, so we'll skip that this time. Turn on the instrument lighting. Lights for instrument panel. Ah. So the autopilot is pretty there's a horn silencer. Here we have fuel. Let's look at the pressurization. What's it doing? Yeah, we're not at any cabin height worth talking about, so these are okay. Are they animated? Heavy icing. Let's turn these things on. De-icing pressure. So these boots should be just being heated, or what does this mean? With some aircraft you control the boots manually. There's nothing happening here, so yeah, well, that's for another time. These there are some graphical nonsense here and there, spill valves. Down. Well, I guess you have to be at a higher altitude for that. Still back course VLOC navigation, it works fine. So we're not GPS, we're not flying with the GPS, we are flying via the nav aid here. Landing gear is up, flap is up, taxi lights, landing lights. Okay, there is a max speed for those. Off. Okay, we never had them on because we didn't extend them. So we were just lighting up the inside of the wing, probably frying something too. Okay. Check resolution. Yeah. Because there is a maximum speed for these speed limitations, landing gear, flaps. So in the manual it says max speed landing light extended 168 knots. Good to know. Oh well, we just exceeded that by a couple of knots, so even though if I had forgot it, it would have been fine. It's a pity we can't use this. We can use this. Plus a battery. Let's keep an eye on the emergency. Okay. need to learn about the water ethanol too. So the manual doesn't talk. Let's see if they talk about that while we look at the view. So I'll be scrolling around here. Engage at home when desired altitude is reached. Yeah. Set the target altitude. So we can set the target altitude for warning. I didn't do that, but that's over here. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. We won't be using that now, but next flight. So I think I will be doing a let's put this back on GPS. Because we are sliding out a little bit as the VR nav is not the nav aids are I can't ever remember what they're really called. So VOR DME, yeah. Do we have... Oh, here we are. Lipka. Any nav aids here? No. Conan, but with K. Okay, yabbity babbity boo. Well, altitude desired, altitude. This is the autopilot. GPS vlog, we know that. We know that. We know that. We know that. Select the okay. DME distance in nautical mouse speed or time indication test button mode select. Yeah, so this behind the and it doesn't show now because why? Let's change to nav. And if we change to VLOC, let's step back to GPS, and now it's disengage. We'll do that. Approaching Lipka. Really? So the ADF, do we have any funny things? So we have that one. More info. 399. So 399. This thing should be reacting to that. fully set. Is it too far away? It shouldn't be. Checking. Yeah! Now we get the DME. Okay. Okay, I did learn something there. Now, my plan is to descend to 2,500 feet, so we'll do that. We'll set this one as a warning to 2,500 feet. And we'll disengage altitude mode up and we'll pitch down. There is our airport. We're a little bit high. So we'll do a little bit more aggressive pitch down here. And we'll slow down a little bit too. Let's scroll forward to landing procedures in the manual. Something here. So take climb off the start, landing, extend the flaps below VFE 144, the gear at 168, which is also the maximum speed for landing light extension. Set the power levers to lock out. We never changed those. We need to read more about when to have them where. Below 160, so we can turn on the landing lights. What's the name of this airport? LFAC. So many helicopter pads. Nope. No. Altitude, I ignored the warning. And now we are below. We are at 1,000 feet. That's no good. That's no good. This is why you never should never do this. LFAC. Sun 2. Preoccupied talking to the radio. So we'll just do a go around at this altitude, at this speed. We'll go over the... Yeah, we'll go heading. I will go back to heading. Like so. Exciting. We'll climb to 2,500 while we're at it. And we'll do flight plan, direct, IPCA, enter, activate. Then we help the autopilot to go there. See? And now we can do the nav. I don't think you could just press nav and hope that the aircraft do what it's supposed. Just turn around. You have to help it to get approximately where it's supposed to be going. So I am in GPS, I am in nav mode. It should be leveling out. Now it's not. Yeah, it is, but a little bit. Okay. No. Okay. Why not? We'll do heading. At least it'll do heading. Okay, so we do this manually. So 2,500 feet, altitude hold. Lots of things are happening at the same time. We do heading mode out to Is that thing working now? Nope. And LFAC. This is whole. This is hopeless. There we go. Okay. Flight plan. Enter. Direct. Activate. Runway 24. And we can set this, I expect. Runway 24. Even though we go via GPS. And will it do the turn? Yeah, it does. So I didn't expect that. I don't think the real thing would do that. But anyways,
Calais traffic, SE tab, Tango Alpha Bravo, 15 miles east, 2500, inbound to land, runway 24, Calais.
speed is below 16, so we can extend our landing lights and we can turn them on. Okay, pressurization is nothing to do about that. We can do an OBS here and set it to if you zoom out, yeah, so that is the landing. It is actually really hard to see anything here. Does it do that for me? Yeah, okay. So now it will try to intercept this line, which is aligned with the runway, because I set it here and using the OBS mode. Very useful. So I can set what course I want to be coming into the next waypoint. I now set that I want to be doing course 240 with, and that's the runway. Now it's not always the truth about this, so if we do the checklist here, let's see. So runways 24. So the true course is 241. So we change that to 241. And then we should be okay. What you have to be thinking about with this, if you're using the OBS mode, is that it doesn't account for wind. So yeah, the GPS will account for wind and so on, but if you want to be coming in a little bit from the side, you have to do that manually. Extend the flaps when below 144. Extend the gear below 168, which incidentally is also the the first flap. And here we go. And we'll turn off the autopilot now. Do this manually. We are okay for gear down. We are okay for the first flaps, according to the manual. Oh, speed is going down. So approach speed is 110 knots. I think the gear is braking this aircraft really, really good. And this is not a huge airport, so I watched this YouTube video where they show the real landing inside the cockpit, and they had the throttles way forward, all the way down. Between 80 and 100 indicated knots. The initial is 110, so we'll keep that. We'll set full flaps now. Don't let the speed drop. Very small. I may burn up the brakes here. Sinking through. Uh-oh, won't. I want to redo. That wasn't easy. Flaps up. Okay. We forgot to say that we're on final 2.
Calais traffic. SE Tab Tango Alpha Bravo is taxiing to parking, Calais. Calais traffic. SE Tab Tango Alpha Bravo is clear of the runway, Calais.
Should have done that first. Let's just park it here. See what's what with the shutting it down. So what did I do here? Descend, approach, pressurization, fuel, check content, use shocks, pumps. Okay, so 40 degrees. That's max, yeah. Okay. Flaps. Retract. Landing Texas is off. Radar is off. Standby. It's off. Exit to parking. Might as well turn it off. Set external power on. We skip that. The order of things here aren't. Yeah. It's not logical. Extra cockpit heating, we don't need that, but window heat. Turn that off. Oh, it's external lights. So let's look outside. Ah, okay, yeah. So what I was doing was I was lighting up the ground. Well, we are learning stuff all the time. Duke. Fuel pumps. Okay. Seat belts. Well, I did. Oh, that's off. Yeah, doors open, batteries off. Okay, I think I've turned everything off now. So we can turn off the inverters. We can turn off the generators and the battery. Did we accumulate any dirt? Dead flies and stuff? No. Let's do another livery and let's do another flight and see what we learned. But we'll do that in another video and try to and then I try to apply what I learned this flight. Okay. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so I can live on this. Never gonna happen. But it's nice that you're watching. Actually, I kind of, even though I only get like 60 or 5 views on a video, it's kind of nice that you actually looked at it, even though you looked 5 minutes or the whole thing. If you look the whole thing, you have more stamina than I do. Okay.